Hello everyone, this is PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights. I'm Sue Jankowski and we are around Palos. Welcome to our program today, which is featuring the Skin Trust and our good friend Jill Moss-Stetson. Jill, thanks for being here again.
You are very welcome. I'm delighted to be back.
It's always great to hear from Jill. I hope you remember we did a multi-part series on skincare and we covered so many facets of how you can improve your skin tone and care and health and safety of your skin, and in general, just so many great helpful hints that Jill gave us as far as skin and hair and color and all kinds of things. I think we covered a lot.
We did cover a lot.
So today what we're really focusing on is getting back to some of the things we talked about before. Now we're entering a new season, it's winter, we're kind of in this strange world right now where are we spending a lot of time outside? Well, we were. Now we're all going to be coming inside, or we are coming inside, and that impacts your skin and what we should be doing. And I know, Jill, it's just funny because I know everybody thinks that, including me, that, oh, it's summer, put that sunscreen on and, protect your skin. But then come fall and winter, we're not really thinking in those terms. But I did learn from you that we do need to think about that because we still need to protect our skin. So that's just one thing. Anyway, Jill, tell us what kinds of things we can do to kind of transition into this fall/winter time and keep our skin youthful, glowing, healthy, all those good things.
Well, it's a great question, and this is a time. We have two seasons here in Chicago. We have summer and winter, and we're approaching winter. And a common question that I get is, oh, how often should I have a facial? And I say minimally seasonal changes. So for us here in Chicago, that's twice a year. As we go into the summer, we get the winter off. As we go into the winter, we get the summer off. And that's really what you want to do. You want a deeper exfoliation, you want to nourish the cells, and you want to care for the skin, and you really want to prepare it, because I think winter is the harshest time. In the summer we have to be cognizant of the sun. And really, we have to be cognizant of the sun all year round. You wear your sunscreen all year. But in the wintertime, we have the heat goes on, the wind is out there, it terrorizes your skin. And there's, on the epidermis, there's a barrier layer to your skin. And if you don't protect that, the wind will get in, it will irritate it, and then you put products on your skin and you're like, well, I'm sensitive, I can't wear them, it irritates my skin. Many times you're not sensitive, it's just that barrier layer was not protected, it was irritated, and your skin is saying to you, I don't like it, you haven't taken care of me, therefore don't put any of that on, like if you were to try a vitamin C. So it's really, really important. So some of the tips for this time of year are getting a facial or a peel, and we'll come back and talk about that. Or looking at the moisturizer you're using. Sometimes in the summer you just use a sunscreen. They're so more advanced these days. You can use a sunscreen as your daytime moisturizer. Wintertime, yes, you want your sunscreen, but it's not enough. You're going to need a layer of moisture under that. So the moisturizer is the most important product. And people say, well, what's in a moisturizer? That word can be so confusing. And I break it down into three areas. What does your skin need? Does it need oil? Because you have very, very small pores and you're just not producing very much oil, and that happens to us all as we age. Do you need hydration? You're more of a breakout prone skin. You're tight, you're flaky. You don't want to put oil on your skin because you don't want to clog your pores, but you need something, so you need hydration. Or do you need lipids or ceramides, which are something that it's the intercellular cement between our cells. And when that breaks down, it releases the moisture in our skin, and that causes us to sag. It causes us to have fine lines. So it's really looking at what skin type you have and then what product do you use. If you are dry, you would want to use some natural oil that would go back into your skin. Shea butter would be very good for that. If you are breakout, prone skin, you want hydration, then you want to put like a hyaluronic acid. You want to use a sodium PCA, a glycerin in your skin. And then you occlude it with some type of ingredient that's not going to clog your pores. And then if you need the last category, which is more for aging skin, maybe sun damaged skin, you probably need a little of all three. And so how do you find a product that has all three of those in?
I don't know. How do you find that product?
Well, that's where an esthetician can help you for sure. But it's just having someone look at your skin if you don't know, and having someone talk to you and help you, guide you to what's in your products. Maybe look at what's in your products if you're not sure if that's meeting the needs of the season. So you can talk to an esthetician. They can look at your products. They can make recommendations for you. But those are really the three general skin type categories and what you need in terms of a moisturizer. And you really solve a lot of problems by wearing the right moisturizer. Then you could think about your cleanser. Perhaps you want to change your cleanser. I don't see that many people changing the cleanser. But what I do say to women, and this is women more in the mature age group, is clean your skin twice at night, once to remove your makeup, once to clean your skin, and then in the morning use a hydrating toner, because water is drying. You don't think of that. It's kind of an oxymoron, but water is drying. Mm-hmm. So in the morning, after your skin has done its restorative work at night, just use a hydrating cleanser on your skin. Don't put water. That would just dry your skin out more in the wintertime. So that's a consideration. And then this is a consideration, although maybe not as important right now, and that's makeup. I know we're not wearing as much makeup because we're just not going out as much. But think about the type of makeup and what is in it. Is it hydrating? Is it protective? Does it have a good oil in it, like a jojoba oil that won't clog pores, but it gives your skin some protection because it's a lovely oil, but not too heavy. And I know that I change my makeup between summer and winter because I don't want that same level of protection coverage in the summer. I want something that's much lighter, but still has some good ingredients in it. The winter, I want the protective coverage.
Okay, so I mean, I think some of this, you do know your own skin on some level, but I'm thinking too, if you really have some skin issues, really, it would be beneficial to go to an esthetician so they can help you with that, because sometimes you're like, well, I don't know, am I supposed to be using like an oil or, it's confusing.
It is confusing. And I think it's confusing for people to even know. I still have people say, well, I had no idea what an esthetician is. And just like myself, for many years, I didn't know what one was. But an esthetician is about the caring of your skin. We will help you pick out the right products. And if that's all that you're concerned about, is you want to make sure that your home care is good, and I think that's one of the most important things you can do for your skin. And then we can guide you with professional treatments if you want to go in that direction. So our job is to understand product formulations, to understand the ingredients, to understand your skin so that we can look at your skin and we can make recommendations back to you, and those recommendations would be products with ingredients. And most estheticians will carry products, but I know that if I don't have a product in the lines that I carry, I don't hesitate to say, well, go here and get this, if I know it's going to do the right thing for your skin.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the really key to this too. You know, sometimes you're putting things on and you're thinking, well, is this really helping me? I mean, it couldn't be hurting, but maybe it's not as beneficial as it could be.
Correct. And then you can get in, I know in one of our talks we got into the difference of products between over-the-counter products that you may buy at a drugstore, to a department store, to medical grade products. There's a big difference in all of those. Now, I'm not saying, one could be better than the other. It just depends upon what's in it. It depends upon what your goals are. It depends upon what you want to invest. And a lot of times I'll work with people to look at their regimen and talk about it. And we may add something here that is a medical grade product. It has a higher concentration of good ingredients. It's research based. And then we use some things over the counter. So we kind of blend a skincare program that meets their goals, both with their skin and the investment that they want to make. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I don't think there's one size fits all for anyone.
No. I just want to mention too, and I think I talked about this in one of our programs before, that important ingredient that you're looking for, you may look for it at some shop that you're looking at the price and it's $50 or $80 or whatever, and you think, well, I can find it on one of these big box store things for a whole lot less. And you did educate us into, you got to look at the ingredients. Is that ingredient in there? Yes. But where is it in that list of ingredients? So I did learn that just because it's less money doesn't mean it has the full value of what you're looking for to help you. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, is that a good investment then? I guess that's a decision that everybody has to make on
And
their
I
own.
think that is true.
Yeah.
It's a decision that everyone has to make. Will it do something for your skin? Most likely, but it just depends upon how much you want, and it depends. And that's where I hope people value an esthetician, because that's what I try to give to people is understanding. Like, people will say, well, that product has vitamin C. Well, do you know the number of vitamin C's that are available out there? There are a tremendous number of different formulations of vitamin C. It's a fabulous ingredient. But what is it that you want out of that product? What are you really looking for to accomplish with your skin? That's where you get into that discussion. It may be absolutely enough, or it may not. You may say, no, I really want more.
Right. And that's something to just be aware of when you're
Absolutely.
doing your shopping.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now we did talk about, getting a facial, and, with the way things are in the world right now, you're like, should I be going to get a haircut? Should I be going to get a facial? What should I do? So what kind of guidance can you give people, and what should they be looking for in getting a facial?
It's as you said, Sue, it's an interesting time, and may I say we've been in uncharted waters this year.
For sure, yes.
So I know I can speak for what I've done in my practices. I took the guidelines of safety from my professional association. You certainly listen to what the state is providing, you read what the CDC is providing, but then you have to bring it home. You have to bring it down to what your particular industry is, because they can't know every nuance about your business. Mm-hmm. So with that said, and with some reading that I have done, what I have found have been the general safety guidelines is you need to have fresh air circulating in your practice. So that means even in cold weather, you need the windows cracked, you need the fans on. I know at Skin Trust I have an air purifier with a HEPA filter right next to the treatment table. When someone comes in, their hands are sanitized. I give them a baggie. They wear their mask until I'm ready to work on it. They take their mask off, they put it in that baggie. Right when I'm done, they put that mask back on. And then what I do is I wear a mask and I wear a face shield over them. So that's to protect myself, but it's also to protect them. When they check out, I do not let them, I will process a credit card, I sanitize and give it back, I show them the amount, they don't touch anything. And when they leave, I go from the doorbell all the way through the practice, sanitizing, using a medical grade sanitizer, so I don't use bleach, even though that's fine. I use a medical grade sanitizer. I go from the doorbell, all the surfaces that they touch, the treatment table and back. Laundry's in an enclosed container, so there's nothing that can come out there. All the tools that I use also use a medical grade sanitizer on it. And I know that people have felt very comfortable. And that makes me feel good, because I think I'm providing a safe environment. Nobody else will see anyone, because I have a very private practice by appointment only. They only see me, there's no cross traffic. So I would use those as guidelines. I think many people in my industry are providing that level of assurance and confidence. And it seems like the most important parts of this are keep your face covered, keep the air circulating, and anything that's had contact with a patient either goes into a container that is concealed, or it's getting a medical grade sanitizer put on it and cleaned.
Okay, so that's some of the things to be looking for.
Absolutely.
And don't be afraid to call
No.
wherever you go and say, what are your precautions that you take? What do you do?
Yeah, and I think that most people, I know we have our precautions on our website, and you can hit it and go to a blog. It will give you the whole list of them. And I believe most businesses are doing that. And if you feel uncomfortable, leave.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Don't do it. And we're going to ask you questions too. And it's just for everyone's safety. And I know also I don't let people bring personal things into the treatment room, and they keep them in the reception area. And I just say, this is for our safety. I just minimize what goes into that treatment room. So I hope that helps. I know that. I just hope that helps. I know people feel comfortable, and those would be the things that I would look for. And it's important. I know I have many people that have come back during this time, and I'm grateful for that. I know there's many people that are still uncomfortable, and I certainly respect that. And for you that are comfortable with it, It's a wonderful way to continue to care for yourself. I know I increased the level of massage that I give because just people need it right now.
They really do. And they miss doing those sort of things that were self-care and comfortable
Correct.
and comforting. And to go without it and be fearful all the time is very anxiety producing.
It is. It's terribly anxiety. So the people, so here it is. If you're comfortable with that, the environments are safe right now. I've had people that have come in and said, it's safer than a grocery store. But our grocery stores are essential and we need those for our food. So it's the things to look for to still get that enjoyment and get that that relaxation that you need. I think that's so important. And if you can't do that, then what you do at home? The regimen. It's so easy for us. And I know myself, when I was on lockdown in spring, it was so easy to say, I'm not going to do that this morning. I'm not going to do it. And I thought, you better start doing it. You're an esthetician. And I know I felt better. I felt better when I just took care of myself.
Yes, you do. And also you develop a routine. I mean, that
Correct.
period of time was like kind of, you could go loosey-goosey and kind of sit there and watch anything on TV, or you could develop a routine that made you feel better.
It did.
So I think that's a good thing. So you can do that if you don't feel comfortable going in to see you or someone else. You could develop your own routine.
Absolutely.
Or should.
And you can always, a lot of us have online programs now too. Like I have Ask the Esthetician where you can call, we could Zoom, and I know other people in my industry have that as well. And that may be the way you want to touch base to say, well, the seasons are changing. These are the products that I'm using. I would ask you some questions about your skin. We'd look at the products and we would just talk about how to put a good regimen together because we are going to get out of this.
We are.
And we all want to look beautiful when we get out of it.
I said, originally I kept using the word cocooning. I'm cocooning right now.
I did too.
So I would like to come out a butterfly out of this. So,
Yes.
that's what we need
Well
to
said.
do.
That's right. So we want to take care of ourselves.
That's
You
right.
don't have to necessarily wear the makeup, but still care for your skin. It's a really important thing to do.
It is. So with that, would you like to kind of go over that routine again for
Sure.
people? Because it's a little more than, my mom used to get that soap and water and that washcloth and really wash her face every night.
I know.
And, I know that's not really what we recommend doing anymore. So what's a good routine for most people?
And it's so funny you said that too, because I was very influenced by my mother with skincare. And I can remember her every night, but she did not use water. And she had beautiful skin. And she would put her cold cream on and take it off
right.
and then use the toner afterwards. She had beautiful skin. And that's part of it. You want to make sure that morning and night you are caring for your skin. So that means in the nighttime you would cleanse your skin twice. Once to get the toxins off, and believe me, even if you don't have makeup on, even if in your house, you still probably have some toxins on. You want to take that off and then cleanse the second time to really cleanse your skin. Then what you'll do is you always put serums on first because they have a lower molecular weight and they go deeper into the skin. And you put clear versus color on. That's the how you put it on. And then you would put any kind of treatment product or moisturizer over that. You always want to do your face, your neck, and your décolleté. And I encourage you to do your hands too. All those are little ways for our age to pop out on us.
Yes, we need to take care of those.
And we just want to care for them.
Right.
And then in the morning, as I said, depending upon the kind of skin you have, I would cleanse it, or I would use a hydrating toner. I would use my serums and my moisturizer. Oh, an eye cream, and I forgot to mention that for evening. You want to wear an eye cream, and then you also want to wear your sunscreen. And how you transition some of this too is you can have a moisturizer and put a dab of moisturizer into your sunscreen right now. But when we start going down to 20 degrees and those furnaces are working a little harder, then you want to have a complete layer of the moisturizer over your skin and the sunscreen over that. And you want to do your eye cream, and at nighttime, most eye creams are ocularly based so that you can pat around your eyes, and then you can pat them over your ocular bone up here and bring them down a little bit on the lid. And that's important because our eyelid skin will change too, and it does change.
Oh, you don't really think about that.
No, you don't
Just
until you put your makeup
just your
on.
eyelid. like, wait, that eyelid's not doing what it used to do.
I know, and that's when you start thinking about it, when it doesn't do. Well said. So those are the things. The other thing that I can mention, and these are little Jade Rollers. And these you can buy online, and these are wonderful. And this is for at home. So if you don't want to go get a professional treatment and you don't want a facial, these are wonderful, and you can get them in jade or rose quartz. And they do have some that are for more man-made materials, but I recommend getting the semi-precious stones on these, and they're not expensive. And these are wonderful because this little guy you can put under your eyes and roll, and it helps depuff. And I would put this in a refrigerator, so when you used it, it was cool. And you always want to go out. You're almost tracing the lymphatic system. And then this will decrease stress. It will soften the muscles in your face. And I use these in professional treatments, but this is a wonderful device, and many of them in the marketplace will have this large roller and then the small roller in one device.
Oh. Now, do you do that every day? Is that...
It certainly won't hurt you to do it every day, or you might want to say, well, I'm going to use a mask once a week, and I'm going to use these as a treat after the mask. Or you can actually use these with a mask. I will do that a lot of times professionally. If somebody will have a mask on and I just want them to relax a little bit more, so I'll roll these over the mask.
Oh, okay.
And just give them a little bit more.
Nice.
Or you could put a nice oil, like a jojoba oil, on your skin, and you could use that, and you could roll over your skin doing that. And then you could go up your neck. But these are lovely, and they're just an inexpensive tool and they're safe. There's a lot of home devices that you don't want to do, you don't want to use, unless you have some really good instructions from a professional. These are very safe, and they're relaxing. And again, that's what we need right now.
We sure do. Now, if we're looking for these, what are we calling them? Jade
These
roller?
they're a jade
Just
roller
jade
for
roller.
skincare.
Okay.
Just Google it.
Okay.
And you'll find different places where you can buy them. That's what I would do. I would just Google and see what your options are.
Okay.
And
Well,
rose quartz is another. These are jade, but rose quartz is another popular stone that these are used as rollers.
Good. All right. So that's a little extra thing we can do for ourselves. That would be very nice.
And maybe a wonderful holiday gift for someone.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Now, let's talk about our masks. We're all wearing these masks, or we should be.
Yeah.
And, so is that making a difference? I mean, I do notice some people in my family, so I've seen them without their mask, where maybe they have a little bit of an issue with that skin being covered with this mask all the time.
Well, there's two things. They do impact our skin. And if you're in a job where you're wearing it 24 hours, not 24 hours, but 12 hours, 8 hours, whatever, those people are probably more impacted by it. But think about it logically. You've got this mask on you, so it's rubbing, it's irritating the skin. And what comes out of your mouth? Bacteria.
Yeah, right.
And that bacteria is going into the mask and back onto your skin. So you can get irritation and you can get breakout, and that's what's happening. So people who have to wear their mask for extended times, it's really important once that mask comes off that you cleanse your skin. And you really need to do that. In others where you're not breaking out but you have irritation, then you want to use something very soothing in those moments when you don't have that mask on. And it's interesting, Sue, because we talked about transitioning skin at this time. And this is a time that I would do a lot of peels on people, because it really does get that, what happened last season on your skin, it gets it off. And really, you can, once you peel and you bring new cells up and you nourish those, you just transition your skin beautifully. But I won't do a peel on anybody who wears a mask for an extended time. Oh. Just because of what the skin has to go through to heal. And if you've got a mask on and your skin is healing and you've got bacteria going back into that, it's not good. But facials are wonderful. And facials will give you a deep exfoliation, not quite as deep as a peel, but they still are wonderful to exfoliate and nourish your cells. And so facials, I've had several people come in that are experiencing some problems from the mask. And so we do a deep cleanse on them, an exfoliation.
Okay.
And it tends to help. And then we get them onto a regimen that does help with their skin.
Okay, well that's very good, because I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. We're all going to be doing this for a while yet, so we want to take good care of that. The other thing that we've been doing, a lot of people are including children, they are spending a lot more time on a screen. Now, you might have been on your computer at home or on your phone or whatever, but not like today where people are really doing that. I mean, even meetings or groups for fun are on the computer, like looking at each other. And this kind of is very straining on your eyes. So what can we do to help ourselves with that?
Well, and you said it well, it's straining on our eyes. It's not good for our skin. And I think there's been a lot of publicity of how it disturbs sleep.
Yes.
And and in the reading that I've done on it, and my industry has been talking about it, because the blue light can prematurely age your skin. And blue light is a highly energetic, visible light. So sunlight has visible light in it. So you're getting some of that up on your face, which is, in all of this, is if you're on your phone for a few minutes, watching TV for a few minutes, whatever, it's the accumulation. It's just like sun exposure. It's the accumulation over time that causes the damage. But it's something good to know so that you don't, as we're using these devices, we don't hurt ourselves. So what I've read on the eyes is there's certainly protective glasses you can get, and the ones that I've read about, and I think you said it too, Sue, a family member of yours has them, that they're the yellow. Blink more when you're on the computer. I know that I use hydrating drops in my eyes, and that tends to help me because the computer is just so, and it's the light, it's everything about it. But I know that these hydrating, my optometrist told me to start using a hydrating drop, and that has been very, very helpful. But they say blink more, and relative to the sleep, we function by a circadian rhythm anyway, and then that blue light comes in if you're using too much of it and disturbs that. And that's what will cause sleeplessness, and then we get into fatigue the next day. So it's just something to be aware about, that there's more than just sleep disturbance, and there's more than just, but eyes and skin are what that high energy visible light will impact over time.
And some people are really on their computers for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I mean, that's what they're doing. That's their job.
Correct.
So they have to do it, and that's got to be really difficult for them. I mean, just looking at a computer all day is not easy.
It's not. There is another, there are screens that go over your computer, and there's a certification out there, and I believe it's called Eye Care Brand. And if it's certified, and I looked it up, and Dell has some of these that you can put over your computer, and that will help you as well. So if you don't want to invest in the glasses and you're working on a computer 8 hours a day, they have those available as well.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so those are out
that's
there.
another thing that we can help ourselves. Okay, so let's see. Anything else we need to do? Of course, limit your time and all of that. I know. It's funny that we're talking about lipstick, and I put on lipstick today, and then sometimes I put on lipstick, put the mask on, and I'm like, okay, now I got lipstick on my mask. But you're suggesting it's important to go ahead and still wear lipstick.
If you like lipstick. I like lipstick, and I'm like you. When I'm at work, I put a lip balm on, the mask is on, it doesn't make sense, but just coming over here, I wanted to wear lipstick, so I wear a lip stain.
Oh,
and so when I wear a lip stain, it has the colors you can see, but it doesn't go on my mask.
Yes, okay, lip stain.
Lip stain it is, and they've reformulated them. They're not as moisturizing as a regular lipstick. I've tried, I use Jane Iredale, which I love. They reformulated theirs, and it's very nice, but it's still not quite as moisturizing as some of their other lip products. So that's the only caveat, but they've gotten better. So if you've used a lip stain in the past, you're like, oh no, that's way too dry for my lips. I can assure you they're better. Not perfect, but better. And just wear a lipstick. I tell my clients, I can't wait till this is all over. We are going to have the biggest lipstick party.
Everybody.
The things that we miss. But
I know. It's true. And I'm like, well, I'm not using any of my lipstick. It'll last a long time this way.
It is lasting. It is lasting very, very much so.
Yeah, but it is good for your lips. I mean, I do have moisturizers in the car that I do put on in between because I know that those are important to do.
And they are.
And especially in the winter, because we'll still be going outside. And, I just find lips get chapped, they're sensitive.
do.
You know, you need to make sure there's something on them.
You do, and there's some good products out there that have natural good oils in them that you really do want on your lips. And you can take a little bit, if you've got a good exfoliator at home, or an exfoliator and a cleanser, now don't swallow it, but you can take a little bit and put it on your lips and exfoliate your lips. It really does help because we can get some really dry, flaky skin, but there's certain exfoliators that are gentle and really good, and then put a nice balm on your lips after you do that.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jill, that we can recommend to our viewers at this point?
You know, the only thing I was going to say too is don't forget about your body. And we go into this when we talked about it. Be sure and exfoliate the skin on your body. Dry brushing is wonderful at home, a wonderful exercise to do. And you can just Google dry brushes, and they're very inexpensive, and use that and just brush up towards your heart and jump in the shower and then put a nice moisturizer on after that. And the other thing I wanted to say, because it impacts skin and it's seasonal, our pumpkin seeds are excellent for you. And since it is around Thanksgiving, it's a wonderful food with lots of zinc, which is good for other reasons, but also for your skincare.
Okay, well, that's easy to do too.
Yeah, I just thought I would add that.
And you're right. I mean, as far as, you know, taking care of all your skin, of course, your face, I think, probably is out there more.
Yes.
And we want to take care of that. But you know, your skin gets dry and needs moisturizer. I know you're mentioning hands, and I was kind of letting go of my hands. I'm just home. What am I doing? You know, but then I'm like, oh, this is not looking good. I got to start moisturizing and spend some time.
And I think as we go into the cooler weather, you know, those warm showers feel so good.
They do.
And we stand under them too long.
Yes.
Because they strip our body of the oil. But I'm as guilty as anybody. So just kind of, you know, supplement that by putting a good oil, like a jojoba oil on, or putting a good moisturizer, but also exfoliate, because if not, you're just going to put the oil on dead cells and it's really not going to do much for you. So you have to exfoliate too. But it's important to care for our bodies, because then when we pop out of this next spring, your body skin will be in good shape.
Did you hear that? That's good. She's positive. We're going to be popping out of
this. Oh, we're popping out of
Bunch of butterflies with lipstick.
I love that.
Popping out.
I love your cocooning.
We're going to be great. Jill, thank you for all these great tips.
Thank you, Sue.
And it's always nice to have Jill come in and talk to us. Here's what I'd like to do. I mean, maybe in a month or two we can come back. We'll be in the dead of winter. We're going to need some more, you know, reminders. And
love to.
I think it's great to have the reminders, because while it goes in, it doesn't always stay in. At least if you're me, it's always good to have that reminder to what to do and products, and just take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And
I would
actually
love to.
put yourself first sometimes. I know we're all doing things for other people all the time, but spend that half hour or so giving yourself a facial. And if you can't get somewhere and have the facial, that would be good. Well, Jill, thanks again. Sue. Thanks for being here.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for watching us on Around Payless, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.